Welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to talk Southern Footy League as always. Baz, the President's in. Craig Warman joins us. It was an interesting weekend last weekend in the footy. There were some big scores. Now, rather than talk about the scores, and we'll get to them individually, I was talking to a couple of the AFL coaches in the last couple of weeks, and they're saying the new 6-6-6 rule has opened it up for teams to score and score quickly. We're seeing that in the Southern Footy League?
We are.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have that particular rule in, it's just once a team gets a run on, it's really hard to stop them.
A couple of teams got fair run-ons as well on the
weekend.
Well,
yeah, they did. But in saying that, there was always going to be the case with the top two sides playing the bottom two sides. In particular, Cove, your boys.
Longer.
Yeah, but talking.
Why does he come in every week and have a go at Cove?
He's not having a go. He said your team.
Oh, my team.
Your team.
Oh, right, okay.
My team, Ranella, we got.
No,
I could start on Port Adelaide.
Happy Valley now.
From one ship to another. They call them the Titanic, actually.
Very cool.
Cove were there for at least a good half of the game, but when you're playing kids against experienced footballers, it's always going to take its toll. And Noarlunga are chock-a-block full of talent, as we know. They're sitting on top of the table for a good reason. So Flagstaff Hill similar with Aldinga. Port Noarlunga Ranella was an interesting game. Porties bounced back, and they needed to stay in top with that top four.
Well, I haven't jumped off. I've stayed consistent.
No, I jump. I'm a jumper.
But the game we broadcast on radio last week was Happy Valley and Morpeth Vale.
Now, they were disappointing, weren't they? Morpeth Vale were disappointing.
You would have thought the Emus would have really got stuck in after getting so close to Port Noarlunga the week before. Yeah. We were expecting a really close game, but Happy Valley, to their credit, just absolutely ran riot. And once you let these kids run on a big oval,
where they go.
Yeah, it was at Happy Valley, wasn't it? Yeah, it was at Happy Valley.
Good fun trying to catch them.
Morpeth Vale a younger team, mate?
Yeah, they are.
So you expect some inconsistencies, even though we sit here and we say they had a good game last week, we think they should back up. You see it in every sporting code. Once you've got a young group, they're good for a couple of weeks and they, for no reason, drop off, and they come good again.
And again, the similar thing can be said for Happy Valley.
Yes.
Slow start of the season. Kids are now working to Guy Ridgway's game plan. And again, had a really good win over Morpeth Vale.
All right, let's get to this week, because this week is a belter week, mate. Flagstaff Hill are in third spot. Christie's Beach coming off the bye, sitting in second. This one's going to be a beauty.
This is, you're right, this is going to be the make or break. Let's see how good Christie's Beach really are. Are the Saints on the march, or can Flaggies continue to hold everyone in suspense? Because
what do you think?
Come the end of the season, well, I fancy Christie's at home. I know Flaggies have got a couple of injury concerns, which could be certainly in the big man department, and Christie's big men have been dominating all season.
I think they're just smouldering.
Flaggies.
They're just
playing.
You know,
them and
and enough to get people qualified, etc., etc. So. But you know as well as I do, this time of the season, you're nice to have them banked already. So when the real wet weather comes, you don't have to be slugging your guts out to make sure you get a win. It's a big round for us also, because we've got reconciliation round at Port Noarlunga. And they take on Cove. So the tribe match of the day van will be down there to do that one.
Hey, when you say that, I mean, Cove sit in 8th spot, and they've played some up and down footy. We've already talked about the reasons that may be. Port Noarlunga sit in 4th spot, so it's not like it would be without the realms of possibility that Cove could get up in this one.
No, not at all. Not at all. And again, when you look at some of the kids that are coming back from South to Cove, they picked up a couple last week. They'll pick up another couple this week. So, it all based for a really interesting game. It's been played at the Cockle Diver. Never a nice ground to go and visit. It's a bit like...
Not a good ground, mate? Don't like that ground?
No. It should be played at Cobra Park. But anyway.
You can't play them all at Cobra Park, mate.
You'd like to. Hey, Happy Valley in 6th spot. Ranella, my team in 5th. This one's really important.
Well, this one could determine how close things are at the end of the season in regards to the final 5. It's a really big day out there for Happy Valley. They got past players, sponsors, life members, and a premiership reunion day.
So it's all component comes into it, doesn't it?
It does, and of course relatively close neighbours, so no love lost between these two clubs. But Happy Valley, after their win last week, look, I've seen Ranella a couple of times and I've been reasonably impressed with them. They're also a young side developing, so when you look at that, I saw Happy Valley firsthand. I'm slightly leaning towards the Valley at home.
All right, Morfett Vale sit in 7th, Aldinga in 9th, both losses last week. Morfett Vale were disappointing, so we expect them to bounce back. And Aldinga are starting to show some stuff.
Yeah, they are. And if you remember rightly, this game last year was Aldinga knocked them off.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Not seeing that?
No, I'm not. I'm not seeing this at all.
You didn't see Morfett Vale last
but I'm
week,
seeing Aldinga kick 1 goal 3, and I'm seeing them kick 1 goal every week.
It could be the new Lou Richards of the Southern Footy League, the kiss of death.
Well, I'm just saying. I think Aldinga are going to struggle to win anything. If you can only kick 1 goal in an afternoon, I think they're going to struggle. They're obviously struggling.
They are.
And they've got, okay, they're rebuilding and all this sort of thing, but who are they playing?
Morfett Vale.
Who were disappointing last week, yes, I agree. But surely they can't, you wouldn't drop
and
this.
it's been played at Emu Park, so you would think
you wouldn't
Morfett
drop
Vale.
this. Yeah,
No.
I don't think they'd drop this.
Oh,
But that's
should they turn up at all then based on what?
No, I'm just saying.
He's written
you know.
off for the year.
Yeah, basically.
For the year.
Well, I think
Yeah, but he does that to Port Adelaide, when they lose.
Oh,
Here we
okay,
go.
fair enough. Hey, we'll move on quickly before we run out of time, mate. Kangaroo Island coming over?
Yeah, they are. We've got association weekend with them on Sunday. They bring over their full squad. We'll play our under-21s in that competition. So looking forward to that. Will be a really good game. Being played at the Aldinga Footy Club. So get on down and have a look at some quality under-21 footy.
What time's it start?
That game will kick off around about 12:30.
Yep.
So the boys can get over on the boat in the morning, hopefully, and get back on the late ferry.
Yep. But these boys have got to back up. The under-21s have got to play Saturday
and
then back up
back up on Sunday. But they're 21 years of age, Baz.
Yeah, what's that?
Hey, well, we're getting the wind up. The floor man's going to go in the helicopter over there. Just quickly, we've got to mention South Adelaide women winning.
Oh, terrific,
from
wasn't
Southern
it?
in that, so that's terrific for the
Nikki
Southern Footy
Gore and a
League
couple
as well.
of other girls.
Jeez, Nikki's getting tired of winning things, isn't she?
Miss Kavoris as well. Dual premiership players down at South Adelaide now. So again, that's a pathway that we've created for our particular girls to push on. As part of that Kangaroo Island game, also we've got an exhibition under 15 women's game, and then of course the big weekend next week where we play Great Southern.
Yes.
Well, big weekend of footy coming up in the Southern Footy League. Craig, as always, great to chat with you, mate. Stay with us. Still plenty to come on the show.